So last time we left off, it took you guys, I want to say, the first two games to finally get through the dungeon. You awoke being captured slaves planned for sacrifice by a spider cult. You have escaped the spider cult, slew not only the head of the cult, but also, this particular branch at least of the cult, but also slew the young avatar, if you will, of their particular god. And managed to make your escape with the remaining stuff that you had missing. You're kind of
And then
forced
we-
into it. It's almost like the GM plotted for you to go down there.
And then we ate their god's legs.
I believe that was a thing for some of you, yes. I believe I think one or two of the characters did not agree with.
The barbarian got sick.
That's right, it was the barbarian. Funny thing, I made that decision because I saw it happen on Critical Role, and I believe it was the cleric that got sick.
I also
Well, we don't got a cleric, so a cleric can't get sick.
Yep.
I also remember Valena was changing her outfit, and a certain barbarian was trying to sneak a peek.
More like he just kind of didn't really care either way.
Sure, I'm sure that's what it was. Pervert. Not you, but the barbarian.
He's a
I'm saying that in
barbarian. You think you're the first nude woman he's seen?
I guarantee you, it's the first time he's seen me. It's the first time he's seen a woman.
You do know that all Sumerians come from clans, right?
I think he's implying that Valena is the first real woman that he's seen.
Oh, you mean the civilized type? Softy civilized types. But yes, you managed to find when you go downstream after escaping the cult. You've managed to find the boat that Azina was originally in and taking to try and get to the inner sea. Excuse me. This is what I get for drinking soda right before the stream. And you managed to get yourselves to... Oh, where was it now? Let me zoom in on here. I believe it was one of the named cities on the map.
Yeah, I do remember that, but it was debated where were we going.
Shadazar. I believe you were going to Shadazar, and then you were going to take the Ilbars River into the sea.
Right.
And you do have another major city or two, apparently, along the way that you can get over to.
Right.
At least that's your plan. Who knows? Maybe your characters have other plans. Since then, it has been quite a while, and you've had an entire night, I believe, to yourselves to rest. I think you all had enough gold that you all got your own rooms.
Right.
If I recall correctly.
Right.
So, actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to set that up there after the getting your rooms then. Do you guys want to, like, make a plan of some kind, or do you just want to go separate ways for right now? Like, right off the bat.
Valena is probably going to do something she's wanted to do since going into the desert.
Mm.
She's probably going to get cleaned up, take a bath, and look for some nice robes to wear or something.
Oh, so she's going to head to the market the next day to shop? Because it's, I believe it was late night when you got there. It was like, the sun was definitely gone and the moon was probably just starting to come out by the
Right.
time you got to town.
I am going to open the player's handbook PDF real quick because I want to have it open in case I need it.
In case we might need it. Actually, I need to grab my physical copy here.
I need to go on D&D Beyond.
Yoink. Hello, book.
Hello, D&D Beyond.
I'll whap you in the forehead with my physical copy.
Because I can now wear medium armor because I took the skill, the tree I picked out of the
Okay.
bardic colleges.
All right. Let's see. What level are we right now?
3, I believe.
3.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to say, I think you guys managed to get 3 because those spiders were worth a lot of XP, and I did fudge 1 or 2 rolls so you didn't all just die. Especially when guys were getting so close to the end, it's just like, oh no, let's fudge that slightly, and a little less damage. There you go. You're still surviving. Thumbs up, nervous smile.
Let's see. I need to check.
Very
something
low.
real quick
Okay,
here.
when will they stop rolling suck for damage? And there we go. Thank God.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. No, I did that right. Arcane Recovery, Arcane Tradition, 4th level. So nothing at 3rd level except new spells.
Oh, by the way, I would actually like to make a note of something here. The nice big map we've been using in the game, I had to Photoshop that off of pages from the actual book. I come to find out later on that I actually had a version that they fixed up themselves. I didn't need to Photoshop it.
Ouch.
Yup. It's like, oh, look at this cool thing I meant to do. I meant to get it all nice and clean, and oh, wait, they already had it.
Oh, that's right. I can't get the armor I want yet.
Right. Wait.
It costs way too much gold.
You need more money.
I
You need adventures on the high sea.
So my first plan is I'm gonna go try to sell our extra stuff to.
Actually, there is something I think Valena would do. By any chance, is there actually what is the way of communication in this setting? Is there able? Do they transfer letters from town to town for shipment?
Oh, is there mail? Yeah, there's definitely like mail and letters and couriers and so on and so forth. There's different variants of it, but yeah, there's generally there's people you can probably hire to send off important messages and so forth.
So I think I will write 2 letters, if possible. 1 to the order, and 1 to her family.
Oh, so basically you're trying to get in contact with the order to tell them that, yeah, something happened and I'm still okay, and also to reassure your family that you're not dead yet.
Right.
Because it's probably been a good week or more since last anyone's heard of you over there.
Yeah,
Because
probably...
I believe you were all the way up in Hyboria. Yeah,
Hyboria. Yeah, and I'll also write... That's mean even for me, but I'll do it anyways. I'll write PS. Tell my ex that I found I'm with a strapping man along the wet road. Another girl that's interested. No, that's mean.
Your character sits there deliberating on whether or not to add a PS.
It's like...
As much as she wants to one-up him, she feels bad about it.
Yeah, I should go PS. And this is probably so meta, but she'll go... At some point, I may send my ex a Dear John letter.
Okay, so it's basically just telling them, hey, there might be mail for my ex along the way, eventually.
Yeah. Well, Dear John letter is a breakup letter, but okay.
Well, it wouldn't be called that then. It would probably be called something else at the time, but sure, something along those lines.
No, I'd just say, are the family okay? And I'm just going to let him stir for a bit, wondering if I'm okay.
They tell them... Actually, no. Actually, you know what would be the best way to get at him? Let him have no hearing of any news whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just let him stir for a bit. The family in order know, but no.
Yeah, just let your family know and let the order know. No one else needs to know anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're captured, but you are now free, and you are in the company of others who are at least currently helping you.
Right.
So yeah, that's the letters I write, and do I have wax or seals, or do I write insignia? How do I do this?
I suppose if you went out and shopped, you could get wax. I believe you were also talking about getting a non-ripped up outfit.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure after being captured, dragged around, tossed in a cage, fighting your way out of a cage, fighting your way out of a cult, and running down the riverbed for a while, your outfit's probably looking quite ragged. It's had a
Right.
rough couple weeks.
So,
For such fragile things.
right, and
Mhm.
she'll. I guess she would let the order know where she's headed.
So you're going to
Like,
tell them
I'm
that
gonna
you're...
become a pirate.
So basically you're just letting them know that you're going to the Villette Sea at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah. Because all other paths to Hyboria seem too dangerous to make it there, so we'll
Yes,
probably...
and if you happen to get the sea and head north, you can get a lot closer and have a lot less stuff in your way.
Pretty much. That's my explanation for it. And I'm going to write that letters, get what the wax and put the seal insignia.
If you
Do
really
I have
want
a
to go
ring
that...
or something with the
There's
order
some
I'm
people
in?
have an insignia, maybe if you... But that's not the necessary thing. You can just leave it as little lumps of wax on it, sealed it shut. You can...
Actually,
Maybe
no,
if
no,
you
no,
do have like a
no. I
family
have a
signet or something,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
punch
yeah.
that
I
in.
have a family thing, like a family ring, which worked like credit cards back then.
Yeah. So yeah, you
Oh,
just punch your ring into
yeah,
the wax at the end,
yeah,
just really quick, and pull it out before it gets stuck.
yeah, and just pull it out and send the letters and.
I would say
I
with
want to say the Game of Thrones route and say they sent a raven, but I'm also thinking the Robin Hood Men in Tights route where they fox it. If you've ever seen that movie. Or they have some animal that sends it in and they like
you
fox
mean
it.
like carrier pigeons, which is also legitimately a thing. They would have like
Yeah.
carrier pigeons, and some people who have them really well trained could have like things like hawks, which are more likely to survive.
You know, if it was up to me, we'd have carrier wyverns.
Well, this is
Now
not
be
the
sure
Forgotten
not to eat the man who
Realms.
receives it.
Now you drop it off and you don't eat the man. All right,
Now,
so
don't you gripe at me. I'm just kidding.
so I
Oh,
assume
what
you're going to
happened?
get yourself some wax to seal it, and then
Yeah, how much would that cost?
I'd say with the whole waxing and paying for it to be mailed, like a silver.
A silver?
Yeah, that'd be on the expensive end, but that's also probably finding a good carrier in the area that could get it out safely without someone messing with it.
Yeah, and I guess Belena would, at the night before she was tired after sending those letters, she
And
go
also the
hang
fact that
out
it's
with
multiple letters too, yeah.
Yeah, Azina will go hang out. Velena will go hang out with Azina for a bit.
All right, well, Azina asks Valena and Gareth if they want to go with her to the market to try and sell our stuff for money.
Oh, yeah.
I could use somebody with a little charm to haggle, or maybe someone intimidating if a shady merchant tries to stiff us.
That would be lovely. Thank you. Let's go. And she kind of puts her arm out.
Oh, so you're going like right away that evening? I think the market
I'm
would be
talking
closed.
about in the morning.
Yeah, like in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah, in the morning. Oh, right. In the morning. That's silly me.
I kind of assumed that we already were on the next day, the way you described it at first.
Well, I was saying at first, let's start with the night you got there. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do?
Well, I remember my character was dreadfully exhausted, so she literally just passed out right away.
Azina maybe hung around just long enough to eat and just went, okay, I'm done.
Do they have baths in this place or something?
I don't really have maps of the building, no. It's how to what are you looking for in particular?
Like either like a wooden tub or a stone bathhouse or something. I don't know. But that'd be next morning.
You're looking for a place for your character to clean up.
Pretty much.
There would definitely be bathhouses, and you could probably easily pay for like a personal bath or super cheap for a public one.
Right. But they'll be closed for the night.
They would probably be closed for night, which means that she'll have to make do for tonight and then go in the morning.
All right, then she will say her prayers or whatever she does, her sacred order stuff, and do her voodoo that she do, and she just does the incantations, so forth, says her prayers, and then goes to sleep.
All
into
right.
bed. Yeah, that's pretty much what she's gonna do.
So while the two of you just kind of do your own things, more or less, and then pass off for a night, Geralt kind of sits downstairs by himself for a while. Actually, he'll occasionally watch some of the dancers because they do occasionally have some girls in. He'll partake in some of the drink because he hasn't had a good stiff drink in God knows how long. And he's also enjoyed a bit of the food for dinner, and he's just kind of. You just get this sense if either of you caught him for a while down there that he's just having this long, kind of spaced out look, like he's pondering something extra long and hard, and he doesn't really know what to think of things at the moment.
I get up to go use the restroom and walk out and look at him, and just go to.
Yeah, even if you walked right past in front of him, he probably wouldn't even like be looking at you like he noticed you walked past. He'd just be like off staring at a corner or something. Just you know how Arnold Schwarzenegger, you do the kind of thinking pose at like towards the end of the Conan movie.
Right.
Something like that, only less like an actual pose, just more like naturally just sitting there, his mind kind of drifting off on things.
When she comes back out, she's gonna walk up and just and her hair is all messed up because she's been lying down.
Well, it's as unmessed as she can make it at the current moment.
Yeah, she just looks at it and she's like, "What's wrong?"
He blinks and then kind of turns and looks at you. What?
You look like you're deep in thought. Are you okay? You weren't even aware of the loud snoring from Azina upstairs.
I'm just picturing the whole freaking inn just like rattling, like someone sawing wood.
He kind of just blinks and goes, "I've not had a while to think. I just a lot of things on my mind." Kind of looks off for a moment and just like, a lot of things. Just you can tell that he's not really had time to process where he's at, everything that's been going on, and there's obviously been something going on since before all this happened, because how do you find a Sumerian alone enough to actually capture one? Doesn't happen very often, and the few that are alone usually are headed somewhere out with a purpose in mind, but he seems to be pulled far away from that.
And she just goes, "Well, I don't know about Xena, but you can talk to me if there's anything you need." And she just kind of hugs him and just goes, "Night," and just yawns and walks back upstairs.
He kind of blinks at the hug and's like, legs, I guess. He's got I'm trying not to like give away everything about him right now, but he's got a lot that's already been on his mind for a while, but now this is like the first time he's been kind of forced to sit down, and he's got nothing else to do but eat, drink, and think, and the thinking's kind of taking over at this point. Although he does, after you go to bed, he does eventually go up to finally sleep in his room as well after a while. With the natural assumption that everyone's probably going to meet down there in the morning again anyways for breakfast.
Okay.
So I take it nothing else then for the night?
I guess Vilena will check if the doors and make sure everything's okay and sturdy before she goes back. Like Azena's room is sturdy and locked, and then go back to her room. And,
that's another good thing. I was actually gonna say Gareth in particular is not gonna leave that to chance, and Burlery has his room locked.
Right, and make sure Velena's room is locked, and she just
does her prayers and so forth, and just goes, "Ah," and stretches out and goes back to sleep.
Just kind of mother henning for a moment, and then going, everything seems to be fine, and goes back to bed.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
thought she was gonna say she checks out Xena's door. And I'd be like, you can't open the door. The snoring is making the door rattle too strongly to open it.
It seems like every time you try to pull, there's a loud noise that comes from the other side and keeps jarring the doors back shut.
I like to think if she did manage to get it open, there's a hard boom gust of wind from the snore, and her hair just kind of hangs all the way back.
Wake the dead with that sound. Close the door.
Or the undead. I'm just kidding. Anyways. Yeah, so is anything happen, or we go to next morning?
So, well, everyone's locked up properly, so nothing happens that night to you all. Nobody sneaks in. Nobody seems to have any purloined purses. So then, yeah, we would go to the next morning. And I'd say you all got to bed a little bit late, so it's like maybe instead of like 7 o'clock, it's more like almost between like 8 and 9 in the morning when you guys finally get up and finally come downstairs.
All right.
Somewhere roughly in that vicinity is when all three of you finally manage to get down there. Breakfast is served for everyone who has a room. You get your options of milk, water, or if you're really still up for the drink, you got some mead and some ales and so forth if you really wanna. They do have a sort of a chicken rice meal. They also do have, although not, it's a little bit rare in these parts, but because it's also a big trade section in this particular area of the country, there is still like sausages, and then you still also get some other like biscuits and other things that you can pick from for food in the morning.
Xena has the sausages and milk.
Sausages and milk.
She would drink alcohol, but she needs to recover her strength after that mess.
It was a long that was a long evening for her.
Valena is just grabbing a chicken and rice and some milk, and just
Geralt kind of comes
walking
through and just
slowly.
like looks at all of it and just goes, a little this, a little that, a little that, a little that.
Yeah, he's
You
that
just
one
see
guy
this
at the
giant
buffet.
heaping plate by the time he comes back, and he has obviously a big mug of mead, of honey mead. It's not particularly alcoholic, but it is sweet enough, and he's just like, and we're downing everything. Just starts going at it.
Would have been funny if he took the meat and the milk and mixed them together.
Yeah, I think they call that like a fountain drink, a suicide or something. Yeah, just suicide. It just like, but I can just
suicides
see.
are like if you mix a whole bunch of crazy together, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think like I'm just picturing he's that one guy at the buffet that just takes everything and puts it on his plate, and then everyone just stares at him like, "What?"
Well, he is, but he's also a lean tower of a man, and no one's gonna tell him fucking no.
I just picture he just takes a bunch of it, and someone looks at him and goes, "What?" And they're like, "You didn't take a biscuit."
Oh, thank you, and grabs the biscuit and stuffs it right in his mouth.
And he stuffs it around, and Valena slaps his hand and then gives him a spoon, and it's like, "I'm too tired for this morning."
Takes a spoon, snaps it, sets it down, and continues to just kind of slowly go at it. Although he does finally get to the rice meal, he's just like, actually the hand doesn't work very well, and kind of looks at the snap spoon, and grabs it and kind of shovels it along and eats it.
That's great.
Don't at me with your toothpicks. Oh wait.
While we're eating, I kind of bring up the idea of going to the market as a group to try and sell our excess stuff, since It'd
it'd
it'd be less likely to have a merchant try to pull one over on an individual, on a group than they are an individual person, especially when one of the members of the group is a big hunk of muscle.
Mm.
Well, it would probably do better with our reputation if before we go to the market, we go to the baths and bathe up a bit so it can be more presentable. And Azina, would you like to join me?
Azina just kind of looks at her and goes, "Are you saying I smell?"
I say, well, you haven't cleaned up since the last time you hurled on yourself, but
Oh, wait, she wasn't the one that hurled on herself.
Crickets.
I go,
well,
well,
and we were tied up and dirtied up into a prison. So, when's the last time we all had a?
I actually kind of assumed that she washed herself off in the river at some point. But but she goes, if you want to, fine.
Barbarian don't
then,
care.
Belena just
Barbarian's
puts
still
her
eating.
hand together and goes, "Oh, that'd be wonderful. It'd be like a girls' day out."
The barbarian
Azina
stops
just
eating
kinda
for like the
rolls.
briefest of moments, raises an eyebrow, shrugs, and goes back to eating.
Yeah, Azina just kind of rolls her eyes at the girls' days out comment. Goes, yeah, I mean, the thing is, you gotta you gotta keep in mind, she's a pirate. She's used to just being on a boat for days at a time without
Yeah, well,
taking a proper bath.
Well, you have to remember, brought up all prim and proper. So it's
Well, you also gotta remember
you
that
got
the other character you're talking to is used to maybe bathing 2 or 3 times a week at best in
right.
the ocean.
Yeah, but it's just kind of my point is that she doesn't understand that because she's from a more refined culture.
She's not
But-
used to roughing it out in
yeah,
the dangerous terrain or anything like that.
Yeah, basically. So it's kind of how she is. The only odd thing about her is she's raised in a cult or part of a cult. Depends on how you look at it, but so is there anything else we want to get in when we're in the market?
Well, you two want to
think that
clean
really
up
should-
first, apparently. So
Yeah, and it really should decide that after we see how much money we have after selling our stuff.
Right.
Because we have my old suit of armor, the antlers, the bear hide, and the poison.
Yeah, the poison. And do we have some of those spider legs to sell?
No, we remember we tossed them because they were going bad.
Bad, yeah, that's right.
And we made the joke about the bear finding them and eating them, getting indigestion.
somewhere out there's a sickly bear that swears off ever eating spider again.
Somewhere out there's probably some bear just going, damn adventurers.
Actually,
No.
I'm sure I smell them gonna eat.
No, I got a sillier one. There's a picture in my head where it's like somewhere out there's a bear that ate spider legs and another bear over it just going, hang on, boo boo. I'm coming.
You know, the funny thing is, I was just gonna make a joke about putting spider legs in Yogi's picnic basket.
Yeah, there's left some giant spider legs in here.
Hey, boo boo! I got the runs.
Okay, anyways,
I'm smarter than the average. Oh no, I'm not.
Oh,
I don't know, Yogi. You don't seem very happy and you're running fast.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, are we going to baths first or the market first?
I guess we're going to the baths first because you think it'll help our charisma. Will we actually get a charisma bonus for taking a bath?
Oh, it's not like that
I-
one game.
I don't think
But
there's
it-
rules for that.
You smell like soap.
Although I would assume that after a long enough period of time, you might lose charisma between baths.
All right. Okay, let's go. How much is it going to cost to use these fancy baths that we're going to go use?
That's the question. Are you using the fancy baths, or are you just going to go to the public one?
It seems like Valena wants to use the fancy ones.
Alright.
Slowly look to Vilena.
Vanna probably would prefer a private bath because she doesn't know who would. Yeah, because her stuff could be stolen if we use a public bath.
That is true, I suppose. It would be a public storage area, essentially,
Yeah.
for particulars.
Yeah. So.
So you
I
decide
think
on the private one. Gosh, I'm not really sure how much those go for. You know what? I'm just going to assume that there's probably a lot of bath houses out there, and they're all struggling to make that coin, and it's not impossible to do because look at the location as long as you got water.
Right.
So normally in the middle of a desert, I would say 10, but since this is also like right along the riverbed, I'd say 5 silver each.
5 silver.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll take me down from 13 to 8 silver.
And Garth is just gonna literally just sit around outside. He's just like, I don't really care about getting cleaned up.
Well, one thing.
I've been in the river a few times. I'm fine.
Yes, you can share your natural musk and just pat him on the peck and then just walk in.
She mentions that, and he just blinks and raises an eyebrow. He just waits until the door's closed, and then he just mutters to himself, "I don't get this crazy woman."
Wait, what did she say? What did she say? I kind of.
Don't worry, you got your natural musk.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, so now that Valena's gotten Azina in the bath with her, Valena's gonna start start the questioning, going, so what were you before you were a pirate? If you don't mind me asking.
I know the answer, but go ahead.
Yeah, she just kind of blinks at Valena like almost kind of like a deer caught in a headlight. Like before I was a pirate, I don't remember. I was a kid when I was on that boat, so I don't remember anything before that.
And Evelina just kind of puts her finger over her lip and a curled finger and goes, "Oh, that's so sad. I didn't realize that. Have you had any contact with major cities or civilization, or you just been on a ship most of your life?"
We've stopped in harbor before for celebrations or just to rest, but yeah, I don't know. Like Azina does not know who her parents are.
Well, if we ever make it north, you're welcome to stay at my family's estate in the Hyboria. I'm sure they wouldn't mind you. The big gruff guy, I'm not sure. But
Well, it doesn't help that
Wait.
occasionally Hyborians and Sumerians kind of go at each other with bladed weapons.
And Azina kind of says, I Thanks for the offer, but I think Garoth's kind of more my kind of company than a group of nobles.
Pity. But I feel that it would give you a chance to see a good home family life at least once in your life, instead of being denied it your whole life, which seems rather cruel to me.
I'm not really the type to like things handed to me. I'll make my own destiny.
As you wish. I will respect your wishes. So, do you have any hobbies?
I'm guessing our stuff is just kind of sitting nearby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normally the way like a private room in a bathhouse runs is that you'll have like you'll have like one of those folded mat things that you would undress behind and grab a towel and then just help yourself into a warm bath, and then your stuff would be waiting right behind there again for you to get dressed again afterwards.
Well, I kind of remind her about my flute. I only played music on it like once, but she's proficient in playing a flute, so I guess you can consider that a hobby.
I myself enjoy reading.
Caution
say
your
I've had a
enemies
reason.
seeing the driven before you.
I can just, this is funny to hear Garoth say that from outside the door. Can't say I've had a reason to pick up one of those book things.
I kind of want to wish that Garrosh is just Garrosh, or what is his name?
Kira.
Garoth.
Garoff is just trying to sneak in again and try to get a peek.
No, he's not really that particularly interested. Like I said, he's just kind of just hanging out at the front door. Matter of probably one or two of the workers are just kind of eyeing him up because they don't really see Sumerians out this far very often. And they're just like,
Right.
what the heck? Why is there a mountain of flesh literally sitting at our front door, twiddling around with a battle axe like it's a toy?
Just looks at him. I am flesh golem. Be gone now.
Be not in my sight, or I'll chop your head off.
Aye.
No.
Anyways,
So-
I was about to talk with Elena's voice, but I was in the middle of my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, so it came out like Arnold.
I was gonna say, Azina says, maybe you should get Garoth the job as a librarian.
The GM
see.
stifles
No
a
one would
laugh.
No one would bring any books back late.
Elena laughs and has a small chuckle, and then she kind of looks at me and goes, Garoff had something on his mind, it seemed, last night. Like he was maybe bothered by something. Do you know anything? Or is this the first time you've seen him like this? Or
Well, I met him the same time as you, but he seems like a bit of an outsider, and he's probably just trying to soak in what's going on.
perhaps. I don't know if my people would be happy to see a Sumerian with their Hyborian noble, because Hyborians and Sumerians do not have a good history together.
Well, I've never really understood grudges between different nations, not being part of one myself. So I can't really comment on that.
Well, you see, one group just wanders around and keeps themselves, but then people have to be assholes. But of course, you're not there for Gareth to comment.
Well,
Anyhow, Azina furiously scrubs her feet, trying to get that smell out from walking for days.
Valena helps scrubbing her feet.
Okay, this is
Yeah, okay.
That just
got
awkward.
weird.
Okay.
Yeah, weird. Sorry. Yeah, skip soon.
I don't think there's any. I mean, just nothing else you want your character to talk about, is there?
Well, not unless you would ask something about her, but she'll
Nah.
probably-
Azina doesn't really care enough about personal stuff that much. At least not at the moment.
Right.
She's kind of already weirded out that you kind of talked her into going and use the bathhouse.
Coming from the gal that asked her to sleep next to her in a boat. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
but
can't win them all.
expensive bathhouses aren't really a normal thing for her.
Yeah. So we come out fresh, clean press, and Valena's gonna look for some new clothes.
Actually, before you guys get going, so yeah, you're cleaning up. You've done cleaning up. You're getting dressed again, and I'm gonna roll for something here really quick. Oh nope. Well, while you were inside, Geralt kind of took a few moments to try and get to understand the local lingo as he's seen people coming and going, and it just bounces off his skull. He just can't seem to focus long enough.
Okay.
One thing I'm also going to implement in the game that I have found out through the books is that apparently Conan, in like the few years of heavy traveling he did, learned a lot of native languages just by bumping into them.
Okay.
Like he became like super fluent really quickly, and that's, I'm gonna say, is possibly an early Earth kind of thing where the languages haven't separated far enough yet that they're not completely brick wall trying to learn them.
Right.
So he was taking a few moments while he was just sitting there to try and see if he could figure anything out, but just like no, nothing. Never mind. Just twiddles with his axe and sits around patiently. So that's probably the way you guys come out to find him, is he's just kind of sitting there staring down the ground, and as soon as the door opens and he half looks to see you two, and he quickly starts to stand up again.
All right.
All right.
So I assume back to the boat to gather the things then. 'Cause I
Right.
don't think you carried
Yeah.
everything with you, because that was quite a
Yeah.
bit of extra stuff.
Yeah. Azina just kind of looks at Gareth and goes, "Well, that was a thing."
You just kind of hear a hmm. And start moving with a slight smile at the corner of his mouth. So yeah, you go back to your canoe, rather. Grab
Yeah.
up all the remaining things that you left there, because it's a dock. Docks get monitored. Docks get watched after. They don't want,
Right.
unless there's something super secret shady that some of the dock people are involved in, they're not gonna be interested in a little canoe full of junk.
All right.
Not only
If
that,
it-
probably
More
It doesn't-
often than not, it'll be like secret communications or something, and then they slip off into the night and nothing else.
yeah, and it also wouldn't reflect well on the town bringing in traffic if stuff just went missing on the dock.
Mm-hmm. Especially a trade town.
Right. I'm gonna look for a price.
So maybe
again.
hired hands moving some shady stuff, or maybe a shady invoice or message getting through, but otherwise nothing as far as anyone was aware of happened, and all your stuff is still there.
So, let's see. I assume we could try to look for like a used armor merchant to try and get rid of my old studded leather armor because I don't have a use for it.
Well, there wouldn't be like a used store per se, but you could probably find a blacksmith or something along those lines, yeah. Or an armorer of some kind.
Right.
So, actually, then the good question is, what was this previous armor again?
It's studded leather armor because I got master work studded leather armor. I don't have a use for the old one.
And I believe I looked into it, and I would actually lose 1 AC on Geralt if I took it for him. Because being a barbarian actually comes with its own AC bonuses when you remain armored. It would have to be something at the quality that Ozzy is at now.
Right.
So,
okay. So
it was. You said it was scale?
No, studded leather.
Studded leather. Okay, so that's...
I'm not expecting to get much for it because it costs 45 to buy it.
Yeah, it costs 45 to buy it, so I'm gonna say an easy sell for something that's still in at least decent condition, but used is gonna be like 20 gold. Like they'll like buy it for half and sell it at a full price again.
Right, especially because if it's like an armor smith, he can do
any little patchwork and make it up. Yeah.
So I was looking up things I can buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm thinking about getting a crystal inside a necklace for an arcane focus.
You're looking for an arcane focus. Okay.
It'll be crystal. I looked it up. It's about 5 gold, I think.
Right,
and
so nothing
5
too spectacular, but something that looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also looking for fine clothes, which is 15 gold. So that'd be a total of 20 gold, if I'm not mistaken, right?
15 plus 5, yeah, 20.
Yeah.
So I kind of asked the others. Actually, while we're at the armor, is this just an armor? Do we just go to like an armor shop, or like is it actually like a blacksmith?
I would say that there's probably like a chain of stores, chain of like guys just kind of right next to each other. You got the one guy who's like the armor retailer. He'll have like any kind of armor, any kind of clothing. Not particularly fancy clothing. You might have to go across the lane to someone else for that. But
while we're dealing with him and selling the leather armor, I also
want to try to sell the swords.
No, we didn't get any. We don't got any swords. I was gonna ask if he would have a use for the bear hide that we have. That's because we got it in pretty good condition. It could be used to make.
That's right.
Hide armor, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you guys got pretty much the better portion of entire bear hide, right?
Right.
Yeah. We tried to do something else with it, then we ruined that part, but we kept the hide intact.
Yeah, I forget what happened. I would have to look back at that video, what you guys were trying to do and failed.
But I'm seeing hide armor goes for 10 gold.
Oh, that's right. You were trying to tan it into leather and it wasn't quite working.
Right.
I think, and you just went, oh no, let's stop before we like ruin the whole thing. For hide that's not like cured into leather yet or anything of the like, but it's a freaking bear. Probably get like at least a good 5 gold out of that.
All right.
Because if it's going to be used for actual like leather armor, it still needs time to be cured, and that still needs more stuff to do that with.
But still, that's a little extra gold that we got. From that. So then the question is, I asked her, what do we do with the antlers?
Maybe we could take it to a medicine man.
Actually, that's what it was. When we killed the whatever the deer or whatever it was, that we got the antlers from. We tried to get that thing's hide, and we wrecked its hide.
Oh, that's right. That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
And you were trying, and I think you were trying to still looking to do something else with the bear hide, but just kind of went, nah, let's not risk it at the time. But yeah, I think it was the deer you're trying to get, and then all of a sudden, just Geralt comes back with a bear and goes, okay, we can do this.
Right. So I asked the others where they think would be what kind of a good place to try and sell the antlers would be.
Well, Belina did mention medicine men, but also Geralf would mention that jewelers could also use such materials.
Medicine man, though. Medicine man, we could try to sell the poison to as well, though.
Actually, that's true. Your poison, your makeshift poison, could actually go to the medicine man, and that could actually sell to certain people, especially in these areas.
Let's try to find him. Let's try to find a medicine man. You want us to roll anything for that?
Actually, I'll just roll for random, just to see how long it takes, because I'm pretty sure you can find it. I don't think it'll take. Yeah, it takes you like a few minutes. You kind of have to. You have to go down one of the other streets, but you do finally eventually find your own. Find what looks to be a decently well made up medicine man. Walk inside. There's all kinds of. There's like a stand in the back that's brewing stuff already still, and then you got all the potions of various colors sitting on racks all around. Some of them have labels, some of them are in the back and don't have labels, but you can tell that the person making them obviously knows what they're going to be. So, and you got this local man, dark tan skin, white beard that goes down almost past his belly button. Still full head of hair, all of it white, and he's just going at it. You see him like adding a few drops of something, and just kind of like, yeah, okay, that should be good for now. And quickly turns back to you guys. Yes, hello. Would you need something?
I just kind of look at him and go, "That is what I call a beard."
Oh, why, thank you.
I go, well, before I turn on your wares, I have some items that we scrounged up while we were traveling here that might be of interest to you. I show him the antlers and I take out the skin, then I explain that it's kind of got like what would we? I kind of look at Blaine and go, "What would we call this stuff?"
What was it?
The spider poison.
It's like
it's
essentially like a spider venom, I guess would be the best way to explain it.
Valena goes venom.
Yeah, this is came from a pretty big spider.
The first thing you put down in front of him is the antlers, and he does look them over for a few minutes. The antlers. Yes, there's a few things I could use that for, and I'm definitely not, don't have any more of them in my background. Certainly I could use these. And then he looks down to the big thing of gunk that you've made out of the spider stuff and goes, venom, you say? What particular kind of venom? He pops open and has a whiff, and you just see him kind of quickly cork it again. Volatile and big too. But that or you had a lot of little spiders.
Well, it was a little
It
both.
was actually one really, really big spider, but
I see. Haven't been dealing with any cultists lately, have we? Got a cheeky smile and looks it over for a moment. That much venom. Oh. Yes, I think I can get you some decent prices for these, and I know people who would actually want this stuff too. He kind of seems to be pondering over things for a few moments, and then comes back to you and is like, how about say 15 gold, and then you can peruse the shop as you like as well.
15 gold for the antlers and the poison.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't really know what they're worth, so I'll just take it. So
That's basically me going on the assumption of, hey, you don't get antlers just brought to your shop on a whim every day either, and he can probably use that for several different potions. As for the venom, he knows people he can push venom very quickly on, so it's gonna sell fast, and it's gonna make him a decent price, guaranteed.
I just kind of look around and see.
Right.
So he's just happy he got a decent amount of venom. He's gonna make some nice bank on that.
Speaking of venom, I kind of ask him, do you have any anti venom potions of any kind?
Oh, anti-venoms. Oh, that's also another use for such things too. Yes. He kind of looks over your shoulder. The middle aisle there. You'll find some towards the Towards the front, green vials. Nods and gives you a quick smile.
Those,
And
how much? How
oh,
much
how
are
much?
they?
I'm trying to think how much a regular health potion is. I'm thinking health potions what, like 10 gold, depending.
Might be. It might be. I don't know because they're not really.
Let
They're
me look it
because
up.
they're technically considered a magic item in the regular rulebook,
In
so they're
regular,
not
but this is
priced.
not so much magic as it is alchemical, but still it takes a little bit to process.
Right. I'm just like, because the thing is, I can cast healing magic, but I can't heal poison. So it'd be nice to have a
Mhm.
couple of those just in case.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm thinking.
healer's kit is 5 gold. Let's see. Potion.
I'm opening up another tab on my other browser here. I'm looking up a lot of
Poison.
5e stuff today.
100 gold. Oh, potion of healing, 50 gold.
Ooh,
What?
potion. I think that's a regular potion if you not like a minor one.
Right.
So a regular one might be closer to 10, which is
Okay, healing, common.
Because I think most stuff a medicine man would sell you wouldn't just like heal you a decent chunk of health because it requires actual magic to produce something like that. But
either requires a lot of magic or a lot of unknown scientific knowledge to
yeah,
make some of this stuff. Yes.
yeah. But anti-venom's a very different thing. You just need to be able to counteract poison.
That's not what I was looking for. It took me to another place. Antidote, 5e equipment. I can at least look there if nothing else. Antidotes each treat only a specific poison determined on the brewing. We're not gonna get that advanced. Let's see what the regular prices are. Yes.
Yeah, I told you.
The cheapest anti-venom in third edition is 75 gold.
Third edition.
Yeah, this is like the only one I found an antidotes for.
I mean, you can always house rule it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. Is that yeah, regular like good old like I want to say like 3d10s or whatever. Healing potions are gonna be like the what was it again? 50 gold. So a regular one that's like maybe a 1 or 2 die roll for healing is probably gonna be like something closer to like 10 gold. And the antidote is going to be a lot easier. You just need to have the know-how, so I'm going to say like they're about 5 gold.
All right.
So would a potion of healing really be 50 gold? Or
Depending upon the area, and since this is a trade city, the stuff for that might be coming more regularly, and it's not going to be like every day people need to buy up like an entire plethora of like 10 health potions. So it might be a little bit cheaper depending upon where you're looking.
All right.
So
how much are they here?
Well-
How much are they here? I guess you have a quick look around and you might find one for like 40. They're not
40.
moving like super fast, so he'll deduct them a little bit, but that still requires a lot of materials, especially for a potion that can mend a person up like that.
Okay, anyhow,
Alright.
I'm going to buy the antidotes out of my own pocket instead of the pool of money we just got. So I'm going to buy 3 of those just to have them.
Okay, so you're spending 15 gold for yourself to have some antidotes. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna crazy third edition rule it. I'm gonna just say antidotes are antidotes. A poison's a poison. You got 3 cures for poison. Although I do think 5th edition poison is not as severe as other versions of it, but yeah.
Well, and I figure, this is the number. Well, I got one for each of our current party members in case something comes
Oh,
up.
antitoxin, 50 gold. Yeah.
Because I have cure wounds, so I don't really need a proper healing item. I just need.
Yeah. What if you've got already health potions available? How much? What do you roll for the health on those?
If you look in the compendium, it should tell you.
Actually, I can look that up real quick.
What the hell?
Because I don't have
Did I
that in
miss-
front of me. I know it's multiple die, but I can't remember what the die were.
Yeah, I
Potion
can look
of healing is
2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
So yeah, a minor one would be 1d4 plus 2.
Or 1d4 plus 1.
No, I think it's always a plus 2, or also I think clerics might get bonuses as well, but yeah.
Actually, it multiplies by 2, I think. Yeah, plus 4, plus 8. Yeah, plus 20.
Okay, so it is a plus 1 for a minor.
Yeah, it would be 1d4 plus 1. So a minor one would be. How much?
So you're at
20?
best to get 5 hit points back.
So the question is, how are we going to split up 40 gold? Because that's what we got from selling everything.
Got 40 gold.
3 ways. That's kind of a.
Yeah, you everyone gets 10 at least, and then you got this extra 10 just kind of hanging there.
Yeah. I guess.
One person will have to get 4, and the other 2 will have to get 3.
You know, and I'll just spend 5 gold on a healer's kit if I can find one, and then instead of a healing potion.
Oh, I suppose that's findable. So yeah, and instead of the potion, you actually ask the man if he's got healing kits, and he's like, "Oh, mending kits, yes, yes, certainly." He adds a drop of something in one of the potions that are still brewing. It's just a moment, and he goes into like a little side room for a quick moment, and then comes out with a nice, nicely packaged up healing kit, still bound, hasn't been opened yet. This should be what you're looking for, and sets it down on the counter.
And I imagine they're. Let me see. Yeah, they are 5. Yeah, they are 5 gold. So I will spend 5 of my gold for it, and just I will take it out of my and just pay the 5 gold to the man, and just go. There you go, good sir.
You know,
Thank you very much, young lady.
I'm having a thought, but I'm also wondering, like, how much of a good idea it is for my character to mention the concept of being a pirate, because of the fact that she has a reputation, and they might actually figure out who she is if she brings that up.
That's very questionable.
But let's see.
Yeah, in these parts, you're probably not known that easily, but there might be whispers of you around.
But so
You wouldn't be known by sight as you would be like all the way on the west coast.
I'm gonna say that when we split the gold up, I'll let Gareth have the extra 1 that puts it off a bit, so he's getting 14, and me and Elena are getting 13 gold from splitting the gold up.
Okay. So he's getting.
So that puts
14.
me at 119.
So I
Since
get
this-
13.
Since we're kind of friendly with the medicine man, I say so. Since you mention knowing people that'd be interested in poison, I'm curious. Would you know a place around here that would be good to go to look for people to recruit for a pirate crew?
Okay. Just a moment. I'm
Elena
trying
has this most shocked look on her face.
I'm trying to figure out if I actually have gold on Geralf. I'm not seeing it. Gold was somewhere up higher, wasn't it?
No, it's down by the. It's down underneath their armor.
Equipment, and then there's these little tabs right next to it where it says CP, SP, EP, GP.
I can never seem to find it on this bloody page.
It's literally on the near the bottom. It's where all the equipment is, like fine clothes, quarterstaff, daggers.
Yeah,
And on the side of it, on these little tabs, like little not octagons. It's 6-pin.
Is the spell tab on your sheet for him? I know he's not a spellcaster, but
Spells? I don't
spells.
think so. He has a list of like abilities.
What's this?
Like it, like the armor's in the center. It should be
Mhm.
like beneath where
Unarmored
the
defense,
weapon.
that's all he's got. Oh, there it is. Oh, I keep looking right past it like that's something else, like it's supposed to be like defense numbers or something. Jesus, I really do hate the way this is laid out. Make gold its own damn thing. God. Okay, so you said he's getting 14?
Yeah,
So
because we
he's
probably wouldn't be
13.
alive without him. Sure,
Uh,
gold
That's
piece.
very true. He damn near got killed for you guys back there.
so I got 13 pieces.
Yeah.
All right, so I already put it in. So sweet. So I got it. Oh yeah, I got a healer's kit. I got to put that
So
in.
yeah, you also see at this point getting some extra coin. You see Gareth kind of standing in the corner for a moment, kind of going through what's in his pouch. It takes him a few moments to make sure it's all cleanly organized and he has an
jeez.
idea of what he's got. And I'm trying to look at see if there's anything good for weapons, and I'm just like, everything's a 1 die.
Yeah, everything typically is, unless you got a magical weapon of some kind. The thing that really makes you strong weapon-wise is your strength bonus and your proficiency that increases as you level up, and getting extra attacks.
That's true. I think he does eventually get extra attacks. I forget when he does that though. I think
I
it's
think it's
probably
around like
next like level or 2.
I think it's around like level 6, but I'm not sure. Like all the fighter characters get an extra attack around that level.
But yeah, he currently just has a battle axe, correct? Yeah.
I mean, that's really all he needs, unless he gets a better battle axe.
Unless he can find a better battle axe, or if he wants to upgrade it for something crazy like a glaive or a great axe.
But anyhow, we
Great
did
axe is something
question.
he could actually use because that's a D12 instead of a D10.
But obviously, yeah, while everybody else is looking over their gold, I'm asking the medicine man about a possible place to try and recruit crew members.
Do you like legit save for hire people for a pirate crew?
Um,
Because that's the way you sounded like it. Or are you going to just ask him for like, is there a place to hire ship crew?
I'm more looking for people that can actually defend themselves as well. But let me even rephrase that. Mercenaries.
Oh, mercenary types. Oh, it really depends upon your particular flavor that you're looking for. Although I will say that I believe there's a mercenaries guild somewhere, and he kind of points down like one direction. He kind of like seems to be looking out towards the road, and then kind of points in one direction. If you head down like a couple blocks that way, and then head a little bit further to the east, you'll find the mercenaries guild. They usually have postings and everything there, including for people who are looking to be hired. A few advantageous ones, yes.
All right. I thank him for his help,
No
and
problem.
I look at my comrades and see if they want to do anything else here, or if we're good to go.
Girov is probably good to go. He's not particularly interested in potions, although the idea of them does interest him. But it's just like, not right now.
Oh
He's got
right. I bought it today, but does he sell wax?
Oh, are you still planning to send the letters? I thought you did that the night before.
That's all I was asking. Did I do that the night before? Because you said the shops weren't open at the time.
Oh, that's true. So that would have been something you would have to do today if you're going to do it.
I already paid for it, so I'm going to do it.
So yeah. The medicine man's kind of like, that's a little bit out of my normal plethora of items, but I do happen to have a little bit of extra wax, and he does sell you like essentially a candlestick that you can light up later to melt and put onto a letter. Although you don't, do you tell him what it's used for?
To write a letter? I don't see the harm.
Just seal. It's to seal a letter.
to seal a letter. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, you wouldn't want my wax. You would probably want to go to someone who delves more in the actual script. You see, if you use regular wax and you try to open it, it's gonna rip your letter to shreds. Real world stuff, by the
And
way.
she puts her hand on his hand like a gentle touch and goes, "You are such a sweet old man." And just, can you point me in the direction of a person of script?
Ah, yes.
Shampish?
There's someone I believe down the road, and more or less, I think he points in the other direction actually this time for that. Just a couple buildings down that way. A man who deals in paper and scripts and scrolls and so forth. You'll probably find something from him.
Right. And do you know a place where I can, since I've already paid for it, but I haven't got the stuff yet, and fine clothes and special.
Actually, you don't need to ask that because when you were selling stuff at the armor merchant, you did see a clothing retailer across the way. It's just that you have to go back there eventually, anyways.
Oh, a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Um.
All right.
think-
Sorry about that.
Okay. As I
You
was
need
saying,
to
you
do that,
probably
yeah.
saw the clothing people across the way from when you were selling weapons and stuff. You're gonna have to go back there anyways because actually no, not selling weapons. I keep wanting to think you had like a whole bunch of spare weapons. You didn't grab any of those. You just sold the spare armor. But there's the chance stuff that's like the guy who deals in armor, which is the one you visited first. And then there's blacksmith who is actually a guy who's forging the metal stuff. And then you would in the other direction you would have seen a weaponsmith as well. And then across the way from all of them, you would have seen the clothing retailers.
Right.
So you're going to be going back there anyways because Gareth is kind of just like, before we do move on, I do want to see what they have at the weapon shop.
All right. I'm gonna let them take
Yeah.
care of their stuff before we head to the mercenary guild because
Yeah.
I kind of want the person that can do more languages than me with me when I go there.
Isn't that everybody?
I mean, Velena's got more languages than everybody else. In
I
the
think
group.
she does have one or two more, yeah, than the rest of us, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right.
So you're check.
So you're gonna head over to back to the previous street then. Actually, no. Along the way, you probably want to visit the script materials and get that wax you needed, and probably the paper. I didn't even mention the paper, but I'll consider that lumped in with the wax
All right.
for writing your letters.
Well, I think she
Yes.
has paper already because she's a wizard. And
Yeah, but you're not gonna want to take magic paper, rip it right out of a book, and use that for a letter.
true, never mind.
That's some expensive ass freaking paper you're bailing. Don't get me wrong. If spellbooks were completely normal from leather to hide to the quality of paper, totally I would understand that. But even a wizard just would be looking at someone ripping a page out of a spellbook, like, like you just committed heresy or murder.
Right.
It'd be even weirder if you ripped the page out and then you licked it.
Why would
And
you
all of a
do
sudden,
that?
there's the.
I'm eating the magic.
That's not how magic
Mana
works.
way. That's not how mana works.
Yeah, all it gives you is indigestion. Just ask the bear. Hey, boo boo, I don't think I'm going to make it.
Hey, boo boo, I'm gonna poop this paper out and it's gonna wipe my butt for me.
Oh, you just,
That's
you just randomly remind me of how bad public restroom toilet paper is.
Oh.
Using
Quality
regular
paper.
It's like using regular paper. It's like this is not meant to be used for this.
Moving on. So I got the wax. I thank the man, pay the man, and then I guess I go to the clothing shop.
Sure. We can probably stop at the clothing shop first. Geralt is just tagging along as usual. But the group
Xena
does
with
go to the
me,
clothing
or-
shop.
Is Azian with me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So I go walk into the shop.
If anything, I
And
get the
then,
feeling that Ozina's looking for a better hat. But it's hard.
Maybe.
It's hard
And
to outfancy an already fancy hat.
I kind
And,
of want her to just obsess over the hat she already has, kind of like Luffy with his straw hat from One Piece.
No.
But she might want to get a different jacket.
right. Not Ozzy. Valena. I had to give her such a long name. Valena is gonna walk in and look at this clothing store manager and go, "Do you have any white fabrics for fine clothes?"
Oh, why, yes, certainly. Over here. I'm coming up with voices for shopkeepers on the fly. And yeah, it's another older gentleman, but not quite as old as the potion maker. Like this guy's like maybe middle aged. So his hair is a little bit salt and pepper. Yes.
Sounds like a fashionista.
But yes, he does take you over to a actually you'll notice if you pay close attention, the shop is actually ordered by color, and he does take you over to almost like slightly off center towards the far back wall, where he keeps all the whites away from everything else so people don't get them dirty. Here you go, madam. And there's a selection of already pre-made stuff there. All in white.
Right.
There's robes, there's tops, there's altered tops, there's full dresses, skirts. Not very common, but they do have some light tan boots that would be the best thing to tie together, etc., etc.
Right, and I pick out an outfit, and you know what? With the 16 gold, I'm gonna pay another 15 gold for a nice dress because she feels like you never know when we are gonna go to a party.
Out in the middle of the sea. Oh,
It'll be a party
fantastic.
barge.
Thank you, madam. takes your 30 gold and then he takes the two outfits you've handpicked for yourself, folds them up neatly for you, even gets out some decent paper to wrap them up in and ties it all up for you. So you got these two different packages with your outfits. The big dress is on the bottom and it's slightly larger, and then you got the more travel outfit on top.
Right.
So, while we're here, how beat up is Azina's outfit?
It could have been a lot worse. I mean, you did survive cultists shooting arrows, slashing at you, etc. So there's maybe been some wear and tear. Most of your regular outfits probably got a little bit normal wear and tear, but the thing that probably takes the most damage is your coat, and it's probably frayed on several edges, and one of the sleeves has probably got a little bit of a tear from like sword combat and stuff.
Alright, well, I'm going to
Not to mention there's probably several patches where you've tried to mend it and to varying degrees of success.
I ask the shopkeeper if he has any. The two things I'm looking for is a black coat and a red cape.
A black coat and a red cape. Okay, that sounds interesting. Here, let's see what we can find for you, madam. And he does wander out to the store with you. He starts heading through the red section. There's a few outfits already kind of pre-made. Actually, I'm gonna roll a luck for you right now. The higher the roll, the more lucky you are. 16. All right, it does take a few moments, but eventually he does hit like a particular red mannequin, and he does like a closer examination. He goes, I think this is more what you're looking for, and he does pull off a red cape for you.
All right.
And then after selecting that, and it seems to fit you fine, and it's like, and you wanted a black jacket, yes, something a little less worn. Do you want a leather one or do you want a fabric one?
Fabric.
A fabric one, okay. A little less expensive, but we can do this. And so this is the big change. Basically, it goes practically out to the front where all the black stuff is. Again, separate where the easiest smudge stuff is going to be in the far back corner, and then the stuff that you could smudge all you want and you'd hardly notice it in the front. And slowly goes through a few things and finally does find a nice longer, not like down to your knees long, but like at least past your waist length jacket that's black. Pretty decent condition, real brand new condition. It's pretty nicely sewn together, and you give it a try, and it seems to fit you quite nicely.
All right. And how much for both of them?
That's the thing. This is not a full outfit, so it's not going to be that expensive. Yeah, but this is a full outfit. It'd be 15, and so since this is like maybe just like a couple pieces out of one, so like 5?
5 total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a couple pieces, and not like an entire outfit. This is essentially a touch up for an outfit.
Right.
Right.
I just realized we really should.
And actually,
Really
matter of fact, as you pay for it at the counter, he looks you over and kind of goes, "Do you want it wrapped or do you want to wear it right away?" Because he does notice how far gone your jacket has been getting.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it because I kind of want to look impressive for trying to recruit people, so I'm gonna wear it now.
All right, so you immediately wear the jacket. Is there anything you want to do with your current jacket?
I'm gonna fold it up for now and just carry it. I
Just
realized,
fold it up for now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I realized the one thing we really need to do before we go to the can get Gareth's weapon shop first, but I need to buy a backpack because I don't have one.
That's true too. Matter of fact,
I
actually,
also-
since you are in a clothing area and seems to be like materials for like persons, I would say that you might have noticed a place that sells bags not too far from here.
All right.
Like, just further down the street.
I also have to bring up, I was getting an arcane focus crystal shape of the necklace.
That's right. You were doing that too. And so so easy place to find a jewel like that would probably just be a jeweler's and see what they got for stones. Find something that suits your needs.
Let's see how much
Right.
a backpack costs. That's weapons I was trying to go to. Backpack 2 gold. Okay.
2 gold for a backpack. Yeah, that's not hard to. It's not hard to find one that you're looking for. Decent size.
Yeah, I'll get one too because I have a lot of clothes.
Meanwhile, the barbarian's just sitting here with his arms crossed, eyebrow raised, wondering why everyone needs a giant bag. It's almost like people carry too much stuff.
He's got a bag too.
Hmm?
He's got a bag. He has his stuff in a huge satchel.
Actually, it's more like he keeps using his sleeping bag for holding what few things he needs. But yeah.
Okay. But I kind of, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with the old jacket yet. So after I get the backpack, I put that in there as well.
I feel like this is the situation where the guy goes with the girl to go shopping, and he's just sitting there waiting them to finish their shopping.
This is a lot of this has been mostly him waiting patiently.
Well, if I actually hear him make the comment about why I need a backpack, I go, well, technically you could look at this as my house. The backpack.
Looks at the backpack, looks back up at you. Small house.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long for a thief to rummage through that house.
I put my flute and the potions and other stuff in there, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And your folded up old jacket.
Yeah, the clothes and all that other stuff in mine.
Alrighty, so then from there we go to the weapon shop, and actually I'm gonna roll for this because no one else is looking for anything special, and he's looking to see if he can find something special.
Actually, let me look at kind of weapons. Mine might change now that I can equip martial weapons.
Right.
Because I got an upgrade.
So
damage to the class. Oh yes, I remember what I wanted to do now. I almost forgot about this. I would have forgot about it if Gareth didn't want to go buy a battle axe or a great axe. Is this? Where is it? Where is it? He's gonna buy a great axe, and I want to buy a great sword.
You want a great sword.
Yep.
Let me pull out my book, which has got a bookmarker of a napkin right where the gear is, because why shouldn't I? I ought to just make a bunch of
Great
tabs for
sword.
this thing one of these
Great
days.
sword is 50 gold. My weapon's actually more expensive than what he wants.
Yeah, that's 50 gold. Ouch. As long as you got the cash.
We got the same. We'd have the same max damage, but I have a higher minimum damage because it's
50
2 die
gold.
6 instead of 1 die 12.
Let's see here.
Because I'm not going to use a shield, so I might as well go big.
Let's see here. I'm trying out a generator to see what I can get. Okay, that's a little bit better. I was like, wait, I rolled it and that seemed a little bit strong. That seems a little more like it.
I know I'd probably get the silliest answer to this, but Valena's gonna walk up towards Azina and goes, "You know, some people carry famous names for their weapons. What are you gonna name your weapon?"
When I'm looking for a great sword, she's asking me that.
Yeah.
I go, well, I'm sure a name will come to me after it's seen a few battles.
Club. I rolled up a bastard sword and I'm not seeing it in the listing.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot of sword types are just don't exist in 5e.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. It's like I think this is like a generator for like various games, and it doesn't quite mesh. So I'm just gonna have to keep hitting reroll until I get a sword weapon type that's actually in the book.
technically, I think a longsword can work as a bastard sword. Technically,
Because I think that's what it is. Is the bastard sword's technically another variation of long sword, so they got rid of it.
Okay.
They also got rid of broadsword. There's a lot of stuff they got rid of.
So I believe the way D10 a +1 weapon works is that it gives you a +1 to hit and a +1 to damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I decide to go with that, I might keep that. I'm getting actually this random generator is giving me a lot of the. It went back to a bastard sword +1 again.
Well, realistically, that should be like a loot table, not like finding stuff in a shop.
Technically is, but you always want to see what's behind the counter too, and that could be a random luck of a draw. This is the way I usually seen it be done. Like you can look for the extra fancy stuff, but you're never guaranteed that you're gonna find good stuff.
I don't know
And
if
even
I'd be
what you
able
find
to.
might not be that great. Like even a +1 bastard sword, just is like, eh.
you can call it long claw. I'm just kidding. Okay, no one. All right.
What?
I was like, you can call it long claw. Okay, I took it. No one's seen Game of Thrones. Okay.
Nope.
No, I've seen Game of Thrones, but I'm not that's just not getting the reference for some reason.
It's Jon Snow's sword.
Well, I can see they at least improved Warhammers in 5th edition. I remember in 2nd edition they were just like worthless. They used to only do like 1 die 4 damage. It's like, why would you even use one?
Oh wow. Oof. Are magical weapons that expensive?
Yeah, they're
because
pretty.
they're really rare. In a lot of the rule books, they say you really shouldn't find magic weapons for sale at all because normally people won't just part with them for money.
All right,
Right.
so I guess we'll just rule that he has a look around, but it doesn't really find anything. Because yeah, I rolled up a battle axe, and then it's telling me that the value of a +2 battle axe I just rolled is 8,000 gold.
Yeah,
Wow.
magic weapons cost a fortune. Unless you're doing like Planescape and you're in Sigil, magical stuff is extremely expensive.
Yeah, I would assume it's Sigil.
Oh.
You're asking for a +1 or +2. They're like, yeah, sure, here, tink, 500. I got like 20 of them in the back.
I think I was watching one campaign where a guy decided to have a magical genie that sold magic items, and he would
That's-
trade with.
That's game breaking.
Yeah, and he would trade magical items for a certain amount of money to help them purchase magic items, new ones.
But yeah, you do see him look around, and he does ask the shopkeeper if he does have any more specialized gear, and he does mention that he has a particular battle axe, but it's worth like so many thousands of gold, and you just see the barbarian just go wide-eyed and kind of slowly back away.
I just kind of pat him on the shoulder and go, "Hey, after we raid a few villages, it'll be fine." I whisper that to him so the shopkeeper doesn't hear that.
The wide-eyed look doesn't go away. He's
Valena is just sitting there thinking they're having a pleasant conversation, just smiling, going,
slowly the barbarian with only like 20 gold to his person steps outside and just looks around and like, everything here is a madhouse. These people are insane.
Tell you what, do they actually have
What
like?
are you talking about, Garoff?
Yeah.
You have no place to talk in this madness.
But I was gonna say, so he can't. If he's only got 20, technically he can't even afford a regular grade axe. Because regular grade axe is 30.
30, yeah.
Do they have
wow,
a regular
yeah.
grade axe?
You know what? Let's roll on that. Do they happen to have a great axe?
Need to find out if they got that or a great sword.
Nope.
Yeah.
Do they have
Well, now that
Do
you
they have-
mention it, do they have a great sword? Well, how much is a great sword?
50?
Yowza, yeah, that needs to be rolled for. Yep. They managed to find one. They managed. Matter of fact, you see that they have one up front because it's one of those items you wouldn't leave in the main shop. 50 gold, you don't just let it sit by the window.
Right. And they just have one.
Just the one, yep.
Okay. I'm gonna buy the great sword and
Actually, I did have an interesting idea. Is there a scroll or a book on history and lores of the local area, specifically on legendary weapons or anything like that?
Like local legendary weapons?
Yeah, stories of heroes that
That's
had
the
weapons.
kind of thing you would have to find like a museum or historian or something to find out about. And you're not, and as busy as this place is, you're not guaranteed to find them very free. Usually, you have to book in advance to get information out of these kind of guys.
Right.
well, his battle axe is Quick question: Is he capable of dual wielding?
Is Garoth?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
if
think you
barbarians
can
able-
dual wield, but you might take a disadvantage on like one of the weapons. I think unless you get a specific skill for it.
Right.
I think that's how that works in D&D 5th edition.
And basically, my memory serves right. You use your main action for one attack, and you add the regular modifiers with it. But then you use your bonus action for the second weapon.
As
but
in,
you
like,
don't add any.
disadvantage?
No, it's
It's
no modifier.
just no bonuses. Okay, just the regular
Yeah,
straight up
yeah,
roll for it. Okay.
Well, no modifiers damage wise, as far as I know.
Okay.
Let's see.
Because, yeah, that's your offhand. It's not going to be nearly as strong as the main hand unless you're proficient at it.
What about a glaive though? Do they got any glaives?
Just checking every weapon on the list, are we? Nope.
Yeah, never mind then.
He
Yeah,
looks at you cross-eyed.
Who looks at me cross-eyed?
I just picturing this blacksmith with like the derp face on him.
Well, I mean, I already bought a great sword, but I was gonna try to buy a weapon for Garroth, but we just
Yeah,
lucked
they're
out.
like a great sword or a glaive. He's just like, we don't get that. We don't get that kind of thing around here very often.
Okay,
I'm also
here's
trying to
another
remember
question.
what a glaive is, because it's
like
not the crawl glaive.
It's like a variation on a halberd, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like a reach weapon. It's almost like a spear kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, because you got the actual real world glaives, which is like the spears and stuff, and then you got the glaive from Crawl, which is where I first heard the word, and it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's literally a throwing star with extendable blades.
Yeah.
What about a halberd? Do they got any of those?
Let's see here.
Is there like, okay, maybe not local legends, but far away legends of areas we're crossing towards for heroes and famous weapons and stuff like that? Book of Scroll and that.
Like I said before, it would still require you to like find a historian or something for that kind of stuff, unless you happen to know it yourself. In which case, I would say take a history roll.
All right. Because I think my only character would be.
Are not as rare. They're a lot cheaper to make.
All right, history. All right.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of looking, but yeah, you do find one.
Ah, darn it.
I look at Gareth and go. I point at the halberd and I go, "You want me to buy you that?"
Actually, it's only what 20 gold.
Yeah.
That's actually something he could afford himself, but
Yeah, but that'd be all of his gold.
just about.
It's at least axe-like.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what those look like now.
They kind of look like a glaive, except they got an axe head at the end instead of a sword-looking thingy.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, if you Google image search it, it basically looks like a
yeah, I can
long
Google
ass
image
spear
search,
with a-
but the problem is I am completely illiterate to trying to spell things I don't used to spelling.
Here, let me.
Yeah.
I'll just link
Halberd.
this in. I'll just link this in the Discord. I already found a decent image. Conan campaign.
Okay, yeah, it's essentially like a reach version of an axe, and it's like the head. It's almost like a hand axe.
Right. I'm trying to cheer him up, basically.
He just kind of looks at it glumly for a moment, and he's like, I don't know, I guess. It's not. At least at the moment, it doesn't look nearly as impressive as a battle axe that he's already got.
It does more damage, though.
It will do more damage, but it doesn't look that impressive, at least at initial looks. Although I think if you do buy that for him and you hand it to him, he'll suddenly realize, oh wait, this thing's a lot heavier.
Yeah, because it's a lot longer than his single one-handed battle axe. All right. Well, I took the 20 gold off of my thing.
Okay.
By any chance in a faraway region, just in case. Do they have a scimitar?
Why would you want a scimitar?
Not me, Gareth.
He wouldn't really have a use for that. That would
Well,
be a
he's got
downgrade.
these heavy long range reach weapons. Maybe he'll need one for closer range.
Not a battle axe.
Not over a battle axe. It does less damage.
Oh, good point.
Battle axe is just a one-handed axe, so he'll.
Well, actually, battle axe you can use two-handed as well.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, the halberd will do about the same amount of damage, but it got farther reach.
Actually, I have an interesting idea for a weapon for him. How about a whip?
Why would he use a whip? That'd be a waste.
That'd be fun.
That's one of the weakest weapons in the book.
Okay,
Unless
no
you make it
whip.
magical. Now you're just trying to be kinky.
Yeah.
But I was thinking that one guy in Game of Thrones who just caught the guy to try to assassinate the queen.
See, whenever I think whips and actual trained warriors in them, the only thing that I can really come up with is Castlevania.
Right.
Yeah. Like
And if it ain't a chained magical alchemical whip that's gonna kill vampires, it ain't gonna be much or nothing.
Yeah. According to the player's handbook, a battle axe weighs 4 pounds. A halberd weighs 6 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what about a maul?
Oh Jesus! I didn't even see that in there. That's
Maul.
that's a two-handed hammer.
With
Oh wait!
2d6.
Oh wow! I didn't see that either. Holy shit!
Yeah, Valenia's
And they're
like
not expensive either.
Yeah, Valenia's gonna spend 10 gold, get a maul for
Well, that's
Geralt and hand it to him.
Actually, before we even decide on that, because this thing is, that weapon's crazy. Let's roll. Oh wow! Yeah, you find one. So actually, before you even decide on the halberd, Valena actually goes, "What about that thing?" And you just see this giant fuck off hammer.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna unspend that 20 gold.
Yeah, now you actually unspend 10 of that gold, and you're just gonna spend 10, and you just give Geralt this giant fuck off hammer, and he's just like, "Holy cow! Okay."
Okay, so I'm spending 10 or
You're spending 10 instead of 20, so you only
Okay.
you get 10 gold back instead.
all right.
Yeah,
You should be happy now.
The barbarian is very slightly stunned at the sudden finding and handing over of this huge...
That's the heaviest weapon in the player's handbook aside from a pike.
Yup. Suddenly he's a hammer man.
It's
Okay, so and if you want to add that to his character sheet easily, you can use the compendium, search maul, and drag and drop the item.
How do I even use compendium? I've never actually used that.
It's in between the journal and the jukebox.
Between the journal and jukebox, the eye thing.
Yeah. It's an easy way to find stuff that's in the game. You just type maul in the search thing and it'll bring it up. But you gotta make sure you drag the actual item and not the proficiency to his character
Yeah,
sheet.
I was just noticing that too. It's like, okay. So drag and drop. Ta-da! Yowza.
Oh, okay. So now we both have weapons that do equal damage. It's just his is blunt, mine slashing.
Yeah, I mean, we have different types which could actually come in handy depending upon what creatures are up against. That's another thing to keep track of too.
So now, as we head to the mercenary guild, we're both gonna have like two-handed weapons strapped to our backs.
Fuck, strap it to the back. He's gonna hold a battle axe in one hand and then fuck off maul under the other arm. Just like, yeah, but badass. The heaviest thing you could possibly carry. I'm gonna be using this as a weapon.
Friggin' Garroth probably never expected to use a blunt weapon, but
That's not something he was expecting, but is after feeling the weight of the thing and just the heft of it, he's just like, I could slam this on somebody's head and do a lot of fuck ton of damage.
I look at them all, I look at Geralt and I pat his shoulder and go, that spider's got nothing on you now.
I'll smash something real good.
I just go, it'll be like watching a watermelon burst.
Should try that out sometime.
So, are we done with weapon shop?
Yeah.
So yeah, I assume we're done shopping. So you're gonna head off to the.
We still have one more shop, the jewelry shop.
Oh, that's right. You
One more.
wanted to get the gems. So you already. I assume you already paid for that. Yeah, that was like a 5 gold thing. You said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
5
yeah,
gold
you
for
can find
crystal.
you can find the gem or the jewel you're looking for. Does it need to be specifically like made up for anything, or is it you just need the jewel?
It's a crystal needs to be made into a necklace, which you can.
Okay,
focus.
so yeah, you could probably at a jeweler's shop find a 5 gold worth uh crystal necklace, and it doesn't take too much to find, but you do find it. It takes a hot moment, but they're like, oh yeah, here we go, we got a decent sized jewel here, and we've already made a necklace. And so yeah, you get your new magic focus.
Right. And we just kind of
Start heading off to the
what kind of-
mercenaries. A strange woman dressed decked all in white with a crystal hanging around her neck. Another gal in a black coat with a red cape hanging out behind her, with a fancy hat, and then this guy with 2 big piss off weapons under his arms.
You know, I
He's
just
looking
realized we should-
surprised, but also kind of pleased with today's antics.
I think Velena's going to point out to Ozzy, you know, at some point we're probably going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get the money for that first, though.
That's the other thing too. Is if we're gonna hire a crew, you're gonna need something bigger than a canoe.
Yeah, well, obviously.
So
I'm looking to try and get like one person, and hopefully we can pick up some jobs to make money to get a better boat before we head on.
So where can we look for jobs to make money?
Pirating is pirating, but it's a long journey up a merchant's ship in a rowboat.
Right.
You're not gonna exactly inspire fear with a skull and crossbones flag the size of a thimble from a distance.
There are supposed to be job postings at the Mercenary Guild as well, though. So
Yeah.
Alright.
So once you get to the building, you'll see there's an obvious sign that says Mercenaries Guild. There's people inside training. Some of them seem to also be kind of waiting around, like they're waiting for people. And you do see a posting up front, and it's kind of the board is kind of split down the middle. One side you see a slew of people like help wanted kind of things, looking for particular types of mercenaries. Some of them they're looking for roguish people. Some of them they're looking for more brunt force guys. Some of them they're looking for somebody who can, quietly surveil something and sneak in and take care of people. Just a whole wide variety of things, and they're not too shy about it, but they obviously aren't going to give details. They'll make meeting places or something for that. But then you get the other side where you'll see all these guys that are putting themselves out there for anyone who's interested, and apparently didn't like the other half of the board.
okay, so
So anyone you're in particular looking for?
I'm gonna look at the job board first. I'm not interested in spy work because, well, even if I wanted to do that, I don't think this group was suited for it. Aside from me.
Spy work. I am sneaking crunch, wielding a big ball.
But I look. Is there any kind of jobs for that look like they might be paying well for dealing with like local pests or anything?
Oh, so you're kind of looking for like almost a fighter's guild type of thing out of the Elder Scrolls.
Sure.
Because that's like literally like the first job you get in Morrowind.
I don't mean like a rat thing, but like, dealing with any wild animals or maybe.
Well, big rats are still big
bandits.
rats. 16. It takes you a few moments, but you do see like one farmer who's been having problems with missing crops, who's looking for someone to come out and spend the night watching over the fields. You see another one that's more of a like a landowner who's looking for someone to clean out the area, like a particular building, like there might be an issue in there, and they're looking to try and get rid of pests. Like not your average size pests, like something that they're convinced that something bigger than the average is in there.
Right. I have a question.
Yeah, a couple other things.
You-
Yes.
You said if we look for a historian, we can find information about the local area if we can set an appointment. Would it be possible to set an appointment and get information about local legends of ruins and stuff like that around the area?
Ruins and stuff like that might be a little bit easier, and that's definitely possible. As a matter of fact, that would be an easier history check. Roll a history check for me.
All right. Last time I didn't do so well.
There's no jobs posted for anyone having like issues with bandits or anything like that.
Well, the thing is that not so much like say on the road bandits, but
Oh wow.
Oh. Yeah, you just knowing the town that you're in, because you're at least somewhat knowledgeable about major cities. You're aware that there's some stuff to the north, maybe some stuff to the west that's like old abandoned ruins from who knows when. Some people have had a look around them, but they haven't stayed very long. Others have been extensively searched, and there's nothing more to get there, but that's only a few of them.
Right.
So there's definitely ruins out there that haven't been fully explored, but have at least found and noted of. As for Ozzy, you're looking for someone who's like dealing with bandits or something.
Yeah, I'm mainly just thinking between or anything like that. Just dealing with, thugs that they want taken care of.
Oof.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's maybe like one person complaining about the fact that someone keeps breaking into their house, but there's like not enough specifics there to guarantee that it's actually someone breaking into their house and not just a crazy person who's keeps losing their shit.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the one about the farmer that needs the area cleared out in mind.
Yeah, especially out here, trying to farm is already hard, but for crops to suddenly go missing is a bit odd.
Is Valena gonna say anything to me about the ruins that she knows about?
She will, and there are some ruins west, you said, or west?
There's a few out west and a few further up north.
Right.
Some of it, so most have been noted, but only a tiny handful have actually been legitimately explored.
Right.
Of course, going to neither of those directions takes you directly away from the river you're possibly going to be heading on.
Right, but we could go there and come back if we find anything useful.
That's a possibility
Actually,
too.
are any jobs located near that area? So go there. Check it out.
Well, the river does kind of wind up north, up towards the mountains. So it is very possible that the farmer that you're looking at is possibly somewhere further upriver.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look at the people that are looking for work, and I'm going to see. I'm basically gonna look for a cleric type character person.
Oh, so okay, I got an idea for you. I'm going to try this out because this has actually been working out pretty well so far. I'm going to use the NPC generator, and actually I've gotten some interesting stuff out of this, so we're going to see what this sucker makes for you right now for a cleric. So, doesn't matter gender.
Hopefully he's not a goody two shoes, because that's not gonna be helpful.
Gonna make a human. We want a cleric. You know what? I'm gonna make it any alignment and any gender. We're level 3, you said?
Yeah.
So, you know what? Let's just make it tie with everyone else. It's gonna be a level 3. And generate. Okay, so you find a listing for a Theobald Emsworth.
Okay.
That's literally the name it gave him. They also make the names for you.
Theobald Emsworth.
Yep.
Is he Arborian?
Is he a he?
This would be a he. And judging by the peculiar name, you're gonna assume he's probably more like might be a Nordish guy.
All right.
Oh, wait. Don't they have issues with Sumerians?
It with the Nords, the Sumerians, and the Hyborians, it really depends from group to group. Some of them don't have any qualms with anyone. As a matter of fact, just for a point of example, Conan himself, one of his first adventures, the Frost Giant's daughter, he was literally helping the Nords with a battle in the north.
I remember the cartoon version of that story.
So the things, especially when it's dealing with small groups that are just there to be handy, they're like, you know what? We usually have grudges with you, but you know what? You look like you're handy. Fuck it. You're gutsy enough to come up here. Come on, show us what you got.
All right. Well, I'm assuming it states how to find this person.
It does state that where to find him if you wish to contact him. I'm going to state ahead of time. Also, it mentions his. Actually, let me see. I'm trying to find out where it says what his alignment is, so I can decide which god he might belong to. Occupation of this cleric: he's a painter.
Oh my god.
Yes, they actually do come up with job occupations for these characters in this generator. And some of these occupations have been hilarious, especially when looking up rogues and stuff. It's like, oh, okay. I'm still trying to find out what alignment he is. I don't think it's saying what his alignment is. Cleric. Okay, he is a neutral good. So you know what? I'm just gonna label him a Mitra worshiper. He's not like a high-end one, because high-end Mitra guys are like the whole lawful good shit. No,
Which
he's
one's Mitra
a
again?
decent guy.
Which one's Mitra again?
Mitra is usually represented as a either an older man in like a kneeling thinking position, or also he's been represented as a older gentleman with robes and wielding a long sword. He is pretty much the any kind of good alignment god of this particular setting. He's almost what you might call the early edition of what might later become a Christian version of God.
Oh,
But they had much more of a human look to him and all this stuff. But yeah, but if you were to go deep into the Mitra people, you'd find the goody two shoes.
well, I mean, I guess.
Or as the more chaotic people call it, the lawful stupid.
Could have been worse. I guess he could have been a follower of Set.
Oh yeah, you don't want them Set followers. They could be a little bit crazy. Not as crazy as some of the other ones, though.
Well, let's go meet this guy.
Right.
So the directions do take you to another tavern in town. Upon entering the place, you do find him sitting at a bar. You can tell that this guy's gotta be a Nord. He's got a nice, decent beard growing on him. I'm also kind of making up some of the details, but borrowing some of the ones they have. He's got black hair. It's a little bit lengthy, and the beard itself almost comes down to is almost like touching mid-chest. So this guy's let his facial hair grow for quite a while. And apparently he also has amethyst piercings on each ear.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's an odd little extra they gave there. Okay. As your group kind of enters, he does kind of half turn. Doesn't really expect much, but you can see that for being a Nord and for being the hairy guy that he is, he seems to kind of have a youthful, almost pretty boy face to him, despite all the fuzz.
I'll give Elena go. Don't get any ideas.
She just kind of swings her hand, snaps her finger.
Oh shit! You can't shatter in the middle of the tavern.
Wild magic! Wild magic! Everything explodes.
Okay, so, I'm guessing that we know that this is him. Like it must have given us
like
a
you,
description or something.
with the name and now seeing this guy there, he definitely stands out as not your normal type. So you can probably go up to him and ask him if it's Theobald.
Yeah, I walk up to him and I go, Theobald, I presume.
Ah, yes, Theobald Emsworth. He kind of looks at he sees the work wanted thing in your hand. I take it you finally saw my note. I have to say it's been kind of slow getting any kind of notice lately. So, what can I help you all with? He kind of looks over your motley crew, just like, oh, that's kind of an interesting mix.
I go, well, I'm trying to throw together a crew for to eventually make our way out to the Villa at Sea, but things have been slow going for us, so we're gonna need to work to make the money to get a better boat first. But
Oh,
it's interesting
what a
if
god
you'd
to
be-
see, eh? I thought about that, and yes, I've not had the money for it myself either. So you have plans for a job then to work up to it?
Correct. And we could use someone with your priestly abilities.
Ah, yes, blessed be upon Mitra's name. He has granted me many gifts for helping with such endeavors. Yes, quite. So you need some assistance in that manner. I can see
Yes.
that you apparently don't need help with bashing things, looking at the large hammer.
That's right. The way we've been working things, we split any loot we find evenly amongst the group. You'd
I
be our fourth
see.
person.
I see, yes. It helps split things a little more evenly once in a while, yes. Boy, I need to check what he's got for gear. Because they also randomly, holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's got $200 on him.
That's still not enough to buy the armor I want.
No, but he's still got a nice, he's got 200 gold on him, and that's a nice bit of cash.
Is that enough for a new ship?
Actually, I
Probably
might
not.
need to use that to give him some of his gear, because I'm trying to see if he has any other gear, and it's not giving me much. So yeah, I might off-screen use some of that to buy his gear. So assume he's got like probably about 100 to 50 gold on him still. He has enough money on him. He could live comfortably here for a while if he was still looking for a job.
Right. Oh my god, I just saw how much a sailing ship costs in the freaking player's handbook.
Huh.
How much?
10,000 gold!
10,000? That's not impossible. That's over 9,000.
It's over 9,000.
A warship is 25,000. We'll have to slowly work up to that.
It's gonna be a lot of coinage you're gonna have to put into the ship fund.
I'm assuming, without me really specifying, he can kind of tell by my hat that you know, I'm a pirate.
He can tell you're of the seaworthy lot, and the fact that you mentioned the sea, going out to the sea, is like, okay, I can see where you're going. You're looking to get on the water, and you're trying to get a boat. Yeah, that's going to cost a lot of money, and that's why he also questioned you about. He questioned you about. Do you have a plan for a job then?
Yeah, first we're planning on taking this job to clear out some pests, see what we get from that, and then my friend here knows about some ruins nearby that we could explore for to see if there's anything of value up there.
Oh, so a ruin loot and a pest control issue. Interesting. Yes, that could work quite well. Actually, you know what? Since it doesn't seem to give me any like idea as to what he's got for weapons or armor, I'm going to say that the guy's probably got at least a good, decent medium armor on of some kind, and he also probably has like a long sword or something.
Did say what
Yeah.
kind of?
I was gonna say usually clerics don't use swords.
Normally,
Yeah.
but Mitra's, like I said, he's been shown having swords and so forth, so it's not against certain religions that the
Although-
clerics would be allowed.
I was gonna say I could outfit him with my mace +1 that I have.
What kind of cleric did they say he was? Like subclass type.
It probably doesn't. It probably doesn't have like. It's probably not designed for 5th edition specifically, so it might not have that.
Actually, as far as I can tell, it's only made for D&D, but I don't think it is. I don't know for sure.
If it's not edition specific, it might not have that information.
Human, neutral, good. Male, human, cleric 3. Armor class 12, hit points 13. I almost think he'd had more than that, but then again, it's low level.
Well, he's got the same. He rolled worse than me or the wizard, but you might want to just roll for his
that's probably it right there. Constitution 0.
Well, what you might want to do is you might want to actually just roll for his HP.
Yeah, I might want to roll for his...
because the generator might not assume that they start with max HP at level 1.
That's a possibility too. I might just want to actually generate the character, but I at least got a placeholder for right now.
Right.
But
Well, this is also probably a good wrap. We might want to wrap this up and then stop for the night because it's 11.
It's starting to get on. We had a nice shopping episode, and we got a new guy to join in on the group.
Yeah, we also got to pick a picture for him before we can really do anything.
Yeah, I need to come up with a Nord picture. So Theobald the Cleric is going to be joining you on your misadventures. So yeah, I guess if we're going to wrap it up there, we're going to leave it with the three of you talking to him about the plans on going on the next couple adventures, and the splitting the money takes and so forth. So with that said, we're going to end it here. Thanks everybody that's been watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you all the next time we have off for some more Conan D&D. That's all for now. See you next time.